Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are reviewing an Aliexpress set. This is a modular building set sold directly by Aliexpress, Gunsmith shop. Now this shop was designed by someone by the name of James Higson 0512. James created this. His directions are out on Rebrickable. If you buy this set off of Aliexpress, I suggest you go to Rebrickable and purchase the directions directly from James. Buying them from Aliexpress, I don't know if James makes any money off of that at all or not. If they paid him for his design, if they ripped it off, I don't know. But I do know that his directions are on Rebrickable. I encourage you to go there and take a look and buy the directions from there. Now, it's a great set. It's interesting, but there are a few problems. I did make a few mods to it along the way. Most of the problems are the quality of the bricks. It's not the design. I did have to reinforce the main floor, put a few extra 2x4 bricks underneath the main floor just to make it reinforce it so you could press down and it wouldn't cave in at all. That's a small mod, not a big deal. Some of the doors that were included in this set really weren't that good. They're flimsy. They look all right, but when it comes to play value, they might wear out after time. I don't know. The clutch power on the bricks is kind of iffy at times. There weren't any loose ones, which is good, but there were some that was very tight, not easy to work with. A child wouldn't have been able to put it together. Not that this is really a child's set, but it might be hard for a child to put these together. Some of the bricks are a little off, different shades of brown when they're supposed to be the same shade. That's a little bit of a problem. It didn't bother me so much. You figure in the Wild West, variations in the wood, there should be a little bit of variation. So maybe it made it look nicer completely by accident. But that wasn't the designer's intent. That wasn't the manufacturer's intent. It just happened to be a happy accident, so user mileage may vary. Some of the bricks were scratched up pretty bad in transit too. Nothing that was unusable, but not what you might have hoped for. So be prepared for that if you buy this off of AliExpress. That being said, I want to say the price was fairly reasonable, but I bought this a while ago. This is September of 2025 when I'm making this video. I bought this back in July, maybe even June. So I've had this around for a little while. It took a while to get to it and build it. So do beware of that. Now, when I bought this from AliExpress, there were a lot of parts that were missing. Parts that just weren't here. Not even the wrong ones, not broken. They were gone. So I did reach out to the manufacturer and they said that they will be sending me replacements. It's been a few weeks now. I haven't received anything yet, but I would suggest if something happens like that to you, it may take a month or more to get those parts. So do be patient as I'm being here. If those parts ever do come in, I'll put a note down below, let you guys know that they have come in and what the quality on those replacement parts were. I did order a second set from this same designer, from this same seller, I should say, out on AliExpress. Similar issue with a bunch of missing parts. So we'll see if they both come back or not. We'll find out together. Now, actually diving into the set, beside the mod I made on the bottom, I also modded the way the roof was. With the roof, I moved around the attachment points so that way I could just set the roof down. Originally I had hinges, and the hinges were kind of iffy the way they were in there. Doing it the way I did it, same parts, I just modded it a little bit, and now you can just set the roof down and it stays. Doesn't slide anywhere. Perfect solution. It is like a normal modular. The floors do come off, so you can easily take off the top part. The top part is an apartment where the gunsmith lives. This is one of the doors, as you can see, not a full door. They sent the wrong door, which is an additional problem. Going on with the problems, stepping back one notch, this is the base plate that the set was supposed to come with. You can see that it's a little bit bent, hence the reason why I used one of my backup base plates from my base plate stash. It's a little bit too curved. I'm trying to straighten it out. We'll see what I can do. I may have to order some new tan base plates from AliExpress because I'd really like to put this on a tan base plate. I think it would show up much better on a tan base plate than the brown ones that I have. But you use what you got. The main floor, I think, is absolutely outstanding. And that's what we're here for. This is the Gunsmith shop. The Gunsmith shop has various pistols on the counter and inside the glass case under the counter. It's got boxes of ammunition up on top. There's a cash register. And there's a rack of rifles back behind the counter against the wall. You can actually open it up, but because the aisleway behind is so thin, you really can't open it all the way. But you've got 8 different rifles in there, and the set that I had, they were all the same color, but they were different makes. So some had scopes, some didn't. So there was a variety. Now, if you go around the back, there's actually a workshop in the back for the smith to ply his trade, to make weapons, to modify weapons, everything that they would have done in the Old West. That really, really made the set for me. I thought that was a great detail that James had added in. It felt like a full-service gunsmith shop. Not a blacksmith, but a gunsmith, specifically gunsmith. So it really made me happy to see all of this. There's also a nice oven in there, a furnace with a flue on the outside so they can keep warm when it's cold. I don't know where this gunsmith would be. Maybe he's in the Dakotas. Maybe he's in Northern California. I don't know, but either way, it gets cold there. They've got a way to keep warm. Around the back, the set's pretty nice. I do like the stairs and the decking along the front. I think that absolutely evokes Wild West. I like the fact that the set is a pretty good design when it comes to the modular part. You could just pop the top on. It goes right on. No issues, no problems, no fiddling around. I've seen a lot of the actual Lego sets where you have a hard time getting them off, putting them on. This is easy peasy. Great design. So I'd have to say that there are problems with this set, but they're not because of the designer. It's a solid design. And in fact, on the design, I'm going to upgrade it. You can see here clearly they meant for something to go here. So what I did is I was able to go out on the internet and find a nice gunsmith sign. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put that in here eventually. It's not going to go in there right now. That's going to look something like this when I'm done. Try to take a picture and let you guys look at it, what I decide with when I get done finally. But so it gives you some options. You can make your own sign very easily. Slap something together, picture of a rifle, name, Willys and Sons, whatever. So there's some variety. I think there's a lot you can do with this set if you wanted to go that step further. A+ it just a little bit. Make it custom, like I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to give this set, I'd like to give it an 8. All the problems, all the issues, I'm going to give James's design an 8. Again, a few modifications made it better, but it's a nice solid design to begin with. But because of the problems with the bricks, the clutch power, some of them being bad, scratched, missing, I'm going to have to knock it down a full point to a 7. Not your fault, James. But that's the story. That's the way I read it. So thanks for coming in. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll catch you down the road.